Hi, welcome to Handicapping Your MBA Odds. I'm John Byrne with poetsandquants.com.
I'm Sandy Kreisberg, the founder of HBS Guru.
And today's candidate, who we're going to evaluate, has what I would consider to be a dream job. He's a product marketing manager at one of the three probably hottest companies in America today, Google, Facebook, or Twitter. He's 27 years old. He's got a pretty good GMAT score, 730. Pretty good, great, really. He has a 3.4 GPA, double major math and finance from an elite Ivy, obviously H, Y, or P. And he wants an MBA. What do you think?
I think you should tell the people about his prior work before the consultant, before the product management. That's important.
Yeah, his previous work was as a consultant, and then he did a startup, and it was sort of an interesting startup. It grew to 20 employees, I think he said, and it served the private equity industry. So it sounds like a little back office operations kind of unit to serve PE shops.
And did you tell the people what his goals are?
Well, his goals are actually to do a startup out of business school and to eventually become a venture capitalist. What do you think of that?
I think what we have here are two great candidates. Whether or not you combine the two great candidates into one great candidate is a very, very interesting question. If he were a product manager at Google or Facebook or Twitter, and he had these qualifications, and he wanted to go on in product management and then business leadership in the tech industry, and that's all he wanted to do, that would be a great profile. If he had a startup history and then wanted to go to business school workshop garages or startup garages or whatever they call them, that's a good story. The fact that it's a hybrid story doesn't make it better. Business schools are like doctors. They don't like complex stories. What doctors want is they want you to go in, they want you to say what's wrong, they want to say, I know what's wrong with you, and here's a pill that can fix that, okay? By presenting a complex story, you begin to wonder what this guy really wants and what's really driving him and why he's leaving a product management role at a premier company like Google to go to business school. So,
okay, but business schools love this, right? They love people who are already successful because when they get out, they're probably going to be successful again, and then they can claim credit for it.
What they like more, okay, are people who are already on one track and want to stay on that track. I don't care what they say. What they like most is someone who works for Google, has been successful at Google, and guess what? Wants to go back where, John?
Well, he wants to do a startup, and then he wants to maybe be a VC.
No, business schools don't love that. They love people who want to go back to Google, okay?
Well, that means he's easy to place, of course, and he might very well do that because he does have a job that many MBAs would love to have. And not only does he have a job that they would love to have, meaning at the right company, he's saying he's managing a high-profile advertising product that's doing amazingly well, quote unquote.
That's fantastic. What he should tell business schools is he wants to do more of it. And that he wants to, what he should tell business schools is he wants to be in, whatever that word is for being an entrepreneur within a company.
Although he has stuff in his resume that shows he's entrepreneurial. When he was at college, he started a student-run investment fund.
Nobody believes that. People say, if you are successful as an entrepreneur, here's some successful entrepreneurs. Bill Gates and Mr. Zuckerman. And guess what? They didn't go to business school. That's a success story business schools understand.
Yet at the same time, Stanford, 12% of the class only 2 years ago went off and started their companies from scratch. 12%. This guy could be a Stanford guy.
It's possible. Whether those people said that when they applied is a question I would really like to know. This is an important distinction. Whether that 12, I don't care about what happens at the other end of the pipe. I care about what people say when they apply, and that's what applicants should care about. It's a very important distinction when you think about this. What this guy should say when he applies is that he wants to become a mega manager at Google.
Because?
That's what he's doing. He's got a rare, highly selective job. Anybody can say they want to start a company. Very, very few people can say that they want to do what this guy's doing based on the fact that they are already doing it. Everybody in the world has started a company.
Okay, bottom line.
That includes both of us, John.
Okay.
Even people like John and Sandy have started companies. That's how bad it is, okay?
Okay, the odds for Harvard.
If he does what I tell him, his odds for Harvard are, there's an issue here that is also depressing. We got like a 3.4 GPA, even in a STEM major. That's on the low side. And I hate to say it, but that might count a little.
Even at a Harvard, Yale, or Princeton?
Or Stanford in particular, really cares about your GPA.
Okay. So at Harvard, his odds are?
30 to 40%.
All right. Stanford, where the GPA may be an issue.
At Stanford, I just got a feeling from reading this guy that he won't be able to execute on their rather odd do-gooder things. On the other hand...
You mean what matters to you most?
Yeah. On the other hand, it's pretty hard to have a high-powered job at Google and not get real headway at Stanford. So I'd say his odds at Stanford are 30%.
MIT.
MIT loves this guy.
Why?
He's everything. MIT is someone that'll buy the hybrid model.
And the 730 GMAT.
And everything else.
And the Ivy League STEM major.
And MIT, in many ways, loves Google more than Stanford does because it's just farther away and more rare.
And finally, Wharton, his last school.
Wharton would go for a guy like this, as so often is the case. He's got to convince him why he wants to go there. It's not a natural outcome.
So his odds are?
If he can convince them, his odds are 50% plus.
All right. Well, we know this guy's getting into a great school, no matter what school it is. Good luck to you, Mr. Tech Marketing. And
do what I tell you.
And good luck to all you other MBA applicants out there. If you have a profile that you'd like Sandy to take a look at, send it to us at poetsandquants.com. Until then, happy application time.